Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Cryptic Games, where we cover everything LEGO gaming, and welcome to a brand new video for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, because we've been kind of in a news drought. So last time we heard information about this game was back at Gamescom 2020, which was August 27th. We got the big gameplay trailer, which was pretty significant, and they announced the delay till spring 2021, unfortunately. And what we're going to talk about in this video is a new leak coming from a Greek website here called Public GR. Apparently this is a well-known website, at least according to this Reddit user that I'm pulling up here. So this comes from Reddit, the Star Wars Leaks Reddit. So this actually doesn't come from specifically a LEGO Star Wars Reddit or a LEGO Gaming Reddit or anything like that. This is just a generic, general Star Wars Reddit. And it's posted by Cortosis Weave, so shout out to him. A link to this will be in the description if you want to check it out yourself. But it says here, possible release date for LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga leaked by Greek Store. And so here you can see public.gr, you can see the listing for LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga. It looks like every other website that we've seen. And under pre-order it says available 02/03/21. So this is a different format than what we have here in America. I believe everywhere in Europe it's like this. So this basically reads as March 2nd, 2021. So it goes like day, month, year. Whereas here in America it goes month, day, year. But yeah, so March 2nd, that's an interesting date. So when you look at a retailer having a release date like this, usually it is a placeholder date. They're just putting a date out there because they don't have the actual release date, so they're just kind of listing something on there just to be safe, you know. So we saw this with Amazon all year last year. So even after the delay, Amazon was still saying the game was coming December 31st, 2020. And basically, they're just putting the last day of the year because that's when they knew the game was coming out before then. So originally, the game had a release date window of 2020, so Amazon knew the game was going to be coming out at some point before December 31st, 2020. So they just kind of put that date on there as a placeholder until they get the final date. So with the Spring 21 delay, though, a lot of retailers have been putting May 31st, including like GameStop, and I think maybe Best Buy, and maybe a few other retailers have been putting May 31st as the placeholder date because that is the end of the Spring 2021 release window, so they know the game is coming out sometime before May 31st, so they're just kind of putting that date out there just to have something on their website. And I know technically spring goes on till like June 20 something or something like that, but in terms of release dates, when someone says spring, that essentially means March, April, or May. So yeah, don't consider like the first half of June spring. That would be pretty much considered summer in terms of release dates. But yeah, so what's interesting about this release date is it doesn't seem to look like all the other placeholder dates from the other websites. So maybe public.gr has the release date and they're kind of leaking it out here. But yeah, so it says March 2nd. If you pull up a calendar, March 2nd is actually a Tuesday. And if you look at the past, every single LEGO game, and I mean like every single one, there might be one or two exceptions or something that I'm missing, but you can pretty much look in the last like 10 to 15 years, every LEGO game has pretty much released on a Tuesday. That's just the date that WB Games and TT Games likes to release their games. And March 2nd is a Tuesday, so this seems to have some sort of credibility here. It's not just a random placeholder date. And it does seem weird for a placeholder date to be a day like March 2nd, because usually the placeholders are like at the end of the month, so maybe it would be like March 31st or something like that, or maybe even March 1st would look more believable. But March 2nd is an oddly specific date, and a Tuesday for that matter, to be a placeholder date. So I think there could be some credibility with this. We'll have to wait and see. We're definitely going to find out soon. So with us being in 2021 now, March 2nd is only a couple months away, really. So they would have to start marketing this game pretty quickly here within the next week or two. And yeah, if we haven't heard anything about this game, like no new trailers or anything by like mid-January, I'd say that this leak is fake and that public.gr is just making stuff up, because they really have to start marketing this game if it's coming out that soon, you know what I mean? Now, on the other hand, if it's coming out May the 4th, which is kind of the date that I'm leaning on right now, May the 4th would be a perfect date. It's Star Wars Day. It turns out it's a Tuesday this year, and I think it would just be great. It would give them plenty of time to make the game. And yeah, I think it would be a pretty believable date. But again, it could come out earlier on March 2nd. But if that is the case, they have to start marketing this game soon. Like, if you look at past LEGO games, usually there's a trailer about 2 months before the release date. And then another one, like, even closer, like, towards the launch of the game. And if that's the case, we really should be getting a trailer any time now. And if we haven't heard anything by, like, mid-January, especially by the end of January, then I would call this release date fake. And it's not coming March 2nd. It's coming at some point later. But again, I think May 4th would be the latest they would release the game. And if that's the case, we should be getting more information, sometime in February. So anyway, let me know what you think about this leak. Public.gr listing the game for March 2nd, 2021. And usually I would just pass on stuff like this when a retailer puts a date on their website, but this was just kind of oddly specific, it being March 2nd with it being a Tuesday and everything. It just seems somewhat believable. But again, we have to get some information about this game soon if it is true. So let me know what you think, if you believe it, or do you think the game's coming out later, maybe in April or maybe on May the 4th. But regardless if this leak is true or not, we're definitely going to be getting information about this game. If not in January, definitely in February. So just stay tuned. We'll be getting a trailer. We'll be getting more information. I don't know how they're going to get us kind of the more specific information about this game out, because in the past we usually have like events like E3 and things like that where TT Games, like Arthur Parsons, who's one of the top guys at TT Games, usually they give interviews and things where they kind of give us more detailed information about the game. Whereas this year, with the whole pandemic and everything, we don't get events that give us additional information, so we've pretty much just been getting trailers. So I'm not sure how they're going to give us the kind of specific details about this game that we usually got at events, because there's things that we still don't know about the game, like online play, and whether or not there's going to be an option for mumbling instead of voices. Usually stuff like that is revealed during like interviews at E3, but I guess they could just kind of reveal that in a trailer, but who knows. So stay tuned. We should be getting information about this game soon. Be sure to subscribe and notify when the newest LEGO Star Wars videos come out, as well as other things LEGO gaming. We cover all the LEGO games here on this channel. We've just been focusing on Star Wars here with the new Skywalker Saga game, since it's going to be the biggest LEGO game ever. But yeah, like this video if you enjoyed it, comment what you think, and I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.